In this video, we're in for quite the challenge. I'm going to be going to Walmart, buying a Barbie fishing pole, and my objective is to catch every single species of fish that lives in my pond. You see, about a year ago, we stocked 3,500 baby fish into the pond. And now would be a perfect time to catch one of each of them to see just how much they've grown. We stocked bluegill, red ear sunfish, largemouth bass, and catfish. Then, later in the fall, we ended up stocking some paddlefish. Now, I don't really expect to catch these since they don't traditionally bite hooks. And just this year, about a month ago, we stocked in some rainbow trout too. So it would be really cool if we could catch one of those. All right, and here we are. We are in Walmart, the greatest place in America. We are here to buy a Barbie fishing pole. The Barbie fishing pole fishing challenge. I think we can do it. We've got a lot of really good options here. We have everything from Paw Patrol, which I've never seen before. We have the LOL Surprise. Never seen that before. We have Frozen. That's a really good option. Human Turtles. I've never seen that before. Minecraft. Never played Minecraft before. Barbie. Love Barbie. Moana. Love Moana more than Barbie. Spider-Man's pretty cool, but they keep like pushing back the movies, so we're not going with that one. And then we have Zebco. Never watched that before. Then Realtree. But we're sticking right here. $11.98. It's a toss-up, but Moana or Barbie? Moana. Which one is more iconic?
Iconic? Barbie.
I think Barbie might be the one. It's really up to me, though. I'm buying it, so I get to pick. Whichever one you buy, you do get a picture of the person, so that does go into it. Looking at the specs, it does say it's for ages 4 and up, so technically I do fit within that. Looking at the top, the buttons seem pretty similar. Moana's hard to beat, but Barbie might be the move. This is hard, dude. This is ridiculous. I think we're going to get them both. Moana's going for the catfish because she lives in an ocean and she's good at fishing. This one's going for the bluegill because Barbie's probably never fished before. Let's see what kind of baits we might need. Life jacket, do we need that for the pond? And we're going to Gary Pond, which is sweet. The pond that, you know, in the videos, all the things. We know we have trout. We know we have bass. We know we have catfish. We know we have bluegill. Shellcracker that we've never caught before. That might be on the list today. This is probably another fish I'm forgetting about. Paddlefish. But we're going there. So while we're here, let's see what kind of pond improvements we might be able to get before we go fishing. And also little baits. I got plenty of baits, but we'll take a look. We'll take a look. Something like that. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I do have worms, though. I don't know. What do you think we should throw in a Barbie rod?
You need a bluegill hook and a worm.
I think I got that at home. I think we're golden.
I think we're good.
We need to buy one upgrade for Gary Pond. I think we might buy this paddle. I've been looking at it really hard. Ever since we walked in here, it caught my eye. And I was like, dang, that's a good looking paddle. It says Propel on it, too. Probably put a big KG sticker on it. Because we got the new boat in the pond, Kevin. So Kevin needs a way to paddle around at least. And I think wood would just make it look cooler than that old one. Is this all we need?
That's it.
Do I really need a paddle?
You really need both of them poles.
I think it's easier to buy both than to make the decision. Is this the most YouTube checkout ever?
Yeah, most Papa will check out for his little girls.
Yeah, I don't have any, by the way, in case you're wondering. These are for me. It is true. All right, we're going to let, what's your name?
Austin.
We're going to let Austin pick us out a lure. All right, we're using a Barbie rod, so we don't have much capability.
All right.
We're trying to go for bass, bluegill, whatever we can catch. Also, I've decided to be financially responsible, and I put the paddle back, because an $18 paddle's a lot.
What do you prefer?
Something small that I can cast easy.
You say for bass, correct?
Yeah, bass or bluegill or catfish. We're going for all three.
Catfish? Because that's what I'm actually going for. So,
what do you think you should get?
have you tried the Wildcat chicken liver?
No. Have you?
It's actually pretty good.
All right, we'll tell them. That's
All
what we'll
right.
get then.
Yeah,
We'll give it a
that
shot. That'll work, ain't it?
Yeah, it should.
All right, that'll be what we use for catfish right there.
Alrighty.
Catfish Charlie coming in clutch. We're gonna see if Moana can hold on to one. That's the plan. Meanwhile, we're getting a haircut. So in the rest of the video, our hair's gonna look different. Brought to you by Adam. Alright guys, haircut has been secured. It's getting a little cold, so I put on an extra layer right here. Right now, we're gonna be picking up Luke, but our next stop is gonna be a gun store, and then we're gonna be going fishing. But first, still gotta get Luke. Update, we got Luke.
Yup.
Chilling at Hardee's, solid 2.4 out of 10. My bun is chewy, bruh. They got a pretty solid assortment of weapons here. We'll take a look and see if they got a 17. Still on the market for one.
Shoot, I forgot about that.
Alright guys, gun store. Did not have a 17 like I was looking for, but that's okay guys. I'm being patient. I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. but I just don't know where it is or how to get it. And I don't know if it exists either. So finding a 17 that I like may take me a while, but we'll get it. Anyways, me and Luke, we're heading to Gary Pond right now, and that's when we're going to start the challenge with the Barbie pole, bluegill, bass, catfish. That's the goal, to get all three. Luke, do you have anything to say?
I'm gonna catch him all before he does.
Oof. We'll see you guys at the pond. There's a blue heron. There goes a blue heron. Anyways, up here at Gary Pond, looking good. I think we should be able to do pretty A-okay with this Barbie rod. But right now, we got to get it set up. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with Barbie. Okay, Barbie. We need this to get started. We need my fishing kit to get started, and then we'll pull out the pliers. That should get us pretty far along. And you know, in Walmart, I didn't even really look at the stats on this rod. I don't know how much line it has. I don't know what pound line, which is more important. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Luke's stuff set up too. And over here's the worms we got. We just got some real basic night crawlers, something light, nothing heavy, but we should be in good shape to use some. 24 night crawlers. That's pretty insane. All right, Luke, you're working on your cameraman skills. So far, what's on your cameraman resume? Do you have any cameraman experience?
No, I'll try.
All right, that'll work. Ready? All right, let's take a look at old Barbie. Let's see what pound line we got. Come on in and look closer. 2 foot 6 inch rod. Line capacity. Maybe we have 6 pounds. I'm not super sure, but I know we can make it work. It's not a bad looking rod. It says it's got gel tips on it right here down on the bottom. It's kind of jelly. I like that. It's got like a button with scales on it. I like that in case I'm working it in cold conditions where I can't necessarily feel my hands. I can still get better grip on the thing. It's got an oversized knob on it so you can really crank it down whenever you get a big fish. I think bluegill should be easy. Okay, that should be a gimme. I think I can get a bluegill over or under 40 seconds. What's your thoughts? Longer than 40 seconds or more than 40 seconds?
Under.
You think less than 40 seconds?
Yeah.
I do too. I think I can catch a fish at my pond in less than 40 seconds. I think the catfish could take me up to 30, an hour for a catfish.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I've never catfished here before. As for the bass, that could literally take me days. The bass have not been biting the greatest. But to get started, I'm going to put me on a little jig head, and that should take me pretty far, though. I'll dig into my prototype kit. I'm actually going to pull out this chartreuse one. And Noah was with me the other day, and he accidentally dropped all the things out of the kit, and he forgot to pick up the sinkers. So we do not have sinkers, so we're just gonna have to work with this little jig head. But I can definitely catch a catfish, bluegill, and probably even a bass on this same jig head without having to retie. Let's go catch a fish on it. I don't think it's gonna take me long. Let's go. Speed run, let's go. I think we can do it pretty quick. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Start the timer now, start the timer now. If I can drop it down straight right here. I have been having bluegill straight off the dock right here. We'll see if they're still there. They may still be here, they may not, I don't know. But dangling a worm right off the dock should be about as good as it gets for bluegill. I'll see what kind of sensitivity I got on this rod. I know one thing, we're getting pretty close to 40 seconds and I ain't got a bite yet. All right, this could be bad. Now my rod, the line got wrapped up on my rod, so that's going to make it harder. I kind of thought this might be a good idea to kind of put under the seat, you know, a good fishing reel. But I don't know how viable this thing's going to be for long-term fish use. Sure, let's try the other side. I mean, honestly,
restart your counter or no?
No, we ain't just restarting the counter. This is raw, man. We don't get to. I don't know how. I think if a bluegill sees this, I think we'll be okay. The line's really curled up. That means it's been on the shelf for a while. Boys, I ain't getting no bites. We may be in bad shape. All right, guys, I think I'm going to turn on the GoPro. Can they see my face? He's working on it. He's training. Cameraman in training. All right, guys, I went and got the GoPro. I think I can get a bluegill. I just seen one under the dock. If I can do this right, I don't think it's going to take me very long to catch a bluegill. Are the bluegill able to see it right here? If I don't get it out in front of them, then I don't got to worry about catching them. But if I can get this little piece of worm in front of a bluegill, I don't think it's going to be very hard at all to catch one. Oh, there he is. Yep, there he is. All right, that's what that didn't count. All right, I got to try again. That's what I'm talking about, though. Really good chance right there. If I can just simply get the worm in front of a fish. If a bluegill can see it, a bluegill should eat it. There is a big one. That's a good one right there. That's what I'm talking about. Bluegill is officially off the list, and that didn't take long. Ah! Why couldn't we get a bite whenever you was helping? I don't know either. We put it in the same exact spot. But anyways, there's a really faded out bluegill. This is a bluegill. I know it's a bluegill because the gill's blue and stuff, but you can also see some vertical stripes, and they have that yellow belly right there. The shell cracker looks like this. It's similar shape, and you can catch them a lot of the same places, but I stocked like 800 of them in here last year, and I've not caught a single one. So that kind of makes me wonder, are they still alive or did they disappear? I'm gonna see if I can catch one more bluegill. I want to drop it straight down right here, see if I can get another bluegill, get a little bit more experience on this rod before I move up to catfish, because catfish could be fast, could be slow. I'm not really sure. I've never catfished this pond before. Maybe I don't need to go as deep as I think. Maybe just a little bit. Yep. All right, that's pretty good. That's 2 bluegill pretty quick, and a third one that got off. I would call that a success. And they're growing pretty good too, which the fish feeder does go off every single day. So that's our plan, is to kind of grow these fish up to be pretty big. That's the plan for this place. Make it really good fishing. But now, let's go in here. Austin, the guy at Walmart, he picked us out some baits for the catfish. I think catfish is what I'm gonna go for next. I think bass could be really good, but I also think bass might be the hardest one, so I might just save it for last. I like that these do come in a Ziploc bag so that if I don't use them all, I can just zip them back up. But they're basically chicken liver dough balls, pretty much. And what I'm gonna do, they don't even smell that bad. I'm gonna hook one on this exact hook we were just using. I'm gonna leave that little piece of worm on there. I'm just gonna try my best to just hook it on there just like that. If I really wanted it to stay on, I'd squish it a little bit. But that hook's pretty small, so we shouldn't have a problem. That right there, it's a simple game plan, but I think it's a game plan that should work if we're able to get a catfish to see it. If a catfish sees it, I think we're good. It'll also be really cool to see just how big the catfish are, since we've not really caught them intentionally in a while. We've caught a few accidentally here and there, but we know that last year whenever we stocked them, they were only that big. Where are you casting at, Luke? Where's your main spot? And I'll find somewhere different. I may take my thing and I may cast it right over there in that corner. I think that may be the best thing for me. I'll sit right here and I'll just cast it way over there. Luke's trying to catch a bass. I think the bass might be the hardest fish in here to try to catch, but he's going for it, going strong. I might actually just throw it right over there. It ain't gotta be nothing crazy. And then I'm just gonna sit right here. I'm setting my rod down. Pretty much my job is to wash the bobber. Whenever the bobber goes under, that's whenever it's time for me to set the hook and do all that stuff. But honestly, I don't know. Oh, I'm already getting a bite right there, boys. Yeah, I don't think it's a catfish, though. I think that's the problem. What up, geese? They're just big chilling. As long as they don't poop on my dock and eat too much of my fish food, we'll be okay. It bounces every now and again, and I'm really hoping that it's not a bluegill, but I think it actually is. See, the problem is whenever you're fishing a pond that has a ton of bluegill and you're trying to go for something like the catfish, you'll sit there and get constant little bites from the bluegill, and eventually they eat all your bait off the hook. And it's in times like those that sometimes switching to something like half of a minnow or a live bait minnow might actually be really good, because a minnow's not going to eat a minnow. My bobber has not went under yet. I'm actually going to turn around and throw it off this other side of the boat. I might get more bites from bluegill, but I might get more bites from a catfish too. That's the drag on it, so the drag's actually pretty perfect. But now, I don't see anywhere on here that I set the drag. So maybe the drag is internal? Or maybe you just don't have an option on drag. I'm starting to think you really just don't have an option. I think maybe they somehow factory set the drag, and then you just really hope that it stays the same. Because right there, it's pretty good. I'm going to toss it over the other side, though. I'm going to see if I can get it right about there. Right there should be really good. I feel like it should be good. Now the catfishing continues. What? You crossed my line? Yeah. You crossed my line! Hey, man. Get on your own side of the pond. What are you doing? Trying to get signal?
No, I'm trying to get
Come over here and walk over here and just reel it up on the other side. Hey, if you do that if you do that to somebody else, they liable to kill you, bury you somewhere. They will. Crossing somebody's line is a major offense in the redneck world. You're better off to rob them. All right, guys, bite's looking pretty slow. Not only was my hamburger bun chewy at Hardee's, but now the catfish aren't biting either. What even is this life? I'm just kidding. We're doing great. I'm alive and breathing. Better than I deserve. So last year we had ducks. We had Declan and we had Shantae. And on top of that, we even had a mallard. They did really good. However, Declan got snatched by a bobcat and died. Shantae literally ran away. I seen her out there in the holler about 3 miles down the road, just walking down the road. I don't know what it was. Somebody may have made her mad. I don't know, but she just left. Okay. Then my 2 mallards, they stayed here the longest, but I don't really know what happened to them. I think they may have migrated. But then this year, we've got 4 Canadian geese, and they've been here every single day for the past week. But here they are. They're really chill. And I think that they really like this nice clover coming up. And you can tell by looking at their dookie because it's all in it. But yeah, they're just big chilling. They're pretty cool because they're not really afraid of people. And I think they could actually work out pretty well. Geese, I think, are a lot smarter than little ducks. So I think they actually have a lot better chance of survival here. And plus, they don't just live here. I've seen them fly in and I've seen them fly out. Every single evening, right at the edge of dark, they leave because they know this isn't really a safe place to be at nighttime. You got a bite?
I had one.
You had a bite?
Yeah.
Good, catch him. I'll check in on old Barbie. See what we got going on right here. I think my bobber is still sitting right here at the edge of the dock, but I'm just not getting any bites. This might be a lot harder than I was thinking it may be. Hundreds of minnows right here. That's a good sign. That means the pond's doing healthy things. And oh yeah, we moved spots. We moved down here to this part. These little minnows are literally everywhere. That's good. That's a good thing. Oh, and they were super shallow. They're up here on the pier part. Look at all those. Oh my gosh. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. All right, I'm about to get rid of this phone. All right, boys, I tell you what. This phone, I film on an iPhone. I'm going to have to get a new one. It's blurry all the time. It glares in the sun. Me and this phone has some serious beef right now. You got a fish? You caught a pallet. That's what you got, buddy. I remember putting that pallet in there. Meanwhile, he's swarping on a plastic pallet. We are not getting any bites and looking at baby fish, which is actually a really good thing because baby fish are really important. You hear in science class, cells are the building blocks of life. All right? Well, minnows and baby bluegill are the building blocks of a good pond. Not mad to see a bunch of minnows out here. In fact, it's honestly probably one of the best things you can see. If this phone don't focus, I'm going to throw it in the pond. Bro, there's so many minnows and they're all over the tombstones. That's good, man. That's real good. Luke, that is indeed not a fish. That is a plastic pallet.
Yeah, I bet so.
Let's see if I can get off. We'll walk over here, see if I can get a different angle on it. What made you have to break this one off? Oh, no, something's coming. No, it broke. What? Luke, what are you filming? Come on, man. So far, Luke's cameraman rating, I'm going to put it right there with the Hardee's cheeseburger, 2.6 out of 10. You got to start somewhere.
Yep.
It's excusable for Luke. It's not excusable for Hardee's. This is Luke's first day on the job. Hardee's, I know that wasn't the first hamburger you've ever made. What are your thoughts about your first day being a cameraman?
It's a little too hard.
It's too hard?
No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty easy. I'm just kind of mad that I can't catch a fish.
Are you a better cameraman than Jackson? To be determined?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, as we go tie on a new hook, Barbie pole's just sitting out there. And if we hook a catfish, Barbie pole will be going in the water. So, because it is very small. We'll get you a little jig head. And that way you can catch bass or bluegill, whatever wants to bite. Do you want to use worms or you want to use one of those little fake things?
What thing?
Like one of these?
The things I was using?
Well, this one's a little bit different. You just throw it out and reel it back.
Yeah, I'll just throw it out a little bit.
All right. Should have a pretty good chance to catch a bass or bluegill with that. The Barbie challenge is harder than I was expecting, but it has nothing to do with Barbie herself, and even Ken. But maybe more than anything, Kendall. If this was a eating only what I catch with the Barbie rod, I'd be hungry right now. You can pick any of these or any of those.
Pink.
You want pink?
Yeah.
Pink's a good color. Here you go. We're going to test your cameraman skills on macro hook rigging. All right. I'm going to rig this hook and you get the best footage you possibly can.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Here it is. You can zoom in or do whatever you need to do. Oh. Zoom in some. See, like zooms in with the phone. Okay. Close up on my fingers. How's that? Looks okay. I think I've caught a fish on this one before. I've caught a fish on this exact tube before. There it is, a little pink tube thing. You can just throw that in and bounce it back, reel it back, whatever you want to do back. You should catch fish back. Cool. Barbie has not gotten a bite. We may be calling it pretty soon for this little fish trip. I may just have to come back tomorrow whenever things settle down a little bit. Big rip. We got Kevin, the John boat. I just flipped it over yesterday. A goose has already marked his territory on Kevin. Bro, calm it down a little bit, you goose. Geese are showing no mercy to the boat. All right, guys, so we had pretty much given up on catching a catfish, so we was just bluegill fishing. But I caught something that's not even supposed to be in this pond, really. Trout. Not even one of the options, but we're getting a bonus fish here. We're getting a rainbow trout. So, oh, and he just came off right here. Easy there, buddy. Calm down, buddy. Come on, bud. Hold still. Calm down a little bit. A little bit. Just calm down. There, have that. I don't know. Yeah, there's not many rainbow trout in this pond at all, but we caught one right here, I guess. All right, guys, it's a few days later. We're going back after it. We were not able to get very much, but I think today it's warmed up a little bit, so I think the bass and the catfish may bite a little bit better. I've got a little bitty grub thing on there, but I think I want to switch it for, honestly, a rooster tail. I think a lot of these bass are biting on the minnows that's that big, and I think that if we tie on a rooster tail, that should be exactly what we're trying to imitate, or that should imitate exactly what we're trying to imitate. Something like that. I'm so sleepy, too. I was having a crazy dream, and there was bugs involved. Kind of glad I woke up from that one. I wasn't going to touch them, though. I had a big stick. All right, we're just going to cut this head off, and then I'm going to find me a rooster tail. I think I can get one on that. Wait, no, I'm going to use this instead. It's a little bitty swim bait, which honestly serves about the same purpose. I don't know if you could tell, but it just got done raining. A little bit more flash and a little bit more vibration will probably help me. And then we'll take a few supplies so that I can switch up and catch some fish. This right here should do me pretty good. I would like to try to get a catfish today, but it is raining a little bit, and I don't really know what it's going to look like once we get out there. If it continues to rain, may have to come back another day. But for now, I'm definitely going to throw this rooster tail, and I definitely think we got a really good chance. All right, we'll catch you guys whenever we roll up to Gary Pond. All right, guys, let's get straight on into it. I've got this rooster tail. The weather is looking better. I feel like we got a pretty good chance, and if we don't today, I don't know, I feel like over time, I should be able to get a bass out of this pond. And if we have to, we will go somewhere else, but I'm very hopeful. As for the drag, it's pretty stiff, and I think it's fixed, so I don't think I can switch it if I want to. Throw this thing out and reel it back, let that blade spin, and honestly, we may catch big bluegill like this. If a big old bluegill's in the area, or even another trout, they will definitely bite this. So I wouldn't be surprised if we legit do catch a bluegill, or at least get bites from one in the process of trying to catch a bass. There's a big old bluegill, just followed it. I'm not really after bluegill though, I'm after a bass. But the good thing about it is right here under this dock where the bluegill are, the bass shouldn't be too far either. My casting distance and accuracy isn't what I'm used to, but my reel retrieve is good enough to reel it back, so that's always good. I feel like this dock is worth spending time around, but not if I can't get it in the water. I hit the dock right there, and now I'm about to be hung up bad. Okay, I got it. I may have to move a little bit. We're gonna go over there to those other rocks. I feel like anywhere right now around rocks and stuff, that should be the places we need to throw this to have the highest percentage of chance of getting bit. And we're starting to get some grass in the pond, and I don't exactly know how I feel about that. I don't know if I want to bring in grass carp and clean it up, or if it might actually be a good thing for the pond in the long term. I don't know. But every single one of these rocks, I may not cast a ton, but I'm at least gonna give it a shot. I'll throw it out, let it sink for a few seconds, and then just start reeling. And if there's a really aggressive bass, we're only after one. So if we can just get it in front of a lot of bass and then the most aggressive one bite it, that's probably the move. So I'm just gonna reel it around these big rocks and hopes that one of the aggressive ones will see it. We'll let it sink for about 10 seconds. We want it deep and bring it back. That's probably gonna be our best bet. Nothing from this rock pile. We only did a few casts, but that's all we're gonna have to do. I feel like if we can get on an aggressive bass, we win though. That's all it's really gonna take, is to get on one and let one see this. When it comes to catching them, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. Or well, after we hook up, that may be a problem. I don't know. I don't know what this rod can do, and I don't know how big these bass are getting. Not having a lot of interest so far. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I don't know how you can backlash a push button, but I think I did it. Yeah, this is some tough fishing right now. Oh, there he is, there he is. Oh no, it's a fish, but I don't think it's a bass. It's not, it's a bluegill. That's okay though. That's all right. No, it's, oh man, I thought we had one. Which we got a fish, but like I mentioned, not the bass we're after. That's a good sign though. Wherever there's bluegill, there's usually bass around some place or another close by. So, wouldn't be surprised if we can honestly make that cast again, there might be bass. I know that not too long ago, Tyler's Real Fishing was here, and he caught a bass right there where I caught that bluegill. So I was almost thinking it may be the same bass. I don't know where they're at. They could be shallow, they could be deep. Kind of still unknown right now. Especially after it just got done raining. That can always kind of make things a little trickier. And here we are back at Gary Pond, looking pretty good. Let me give you a real quick update, and then we have a little bit of work to do. Gary Pond is looking better than ever before. If I have to say so, this is the best it's ever looked. You see Kevin right here, the John boat we got in this video right over here, except there's a small problem with Kevin. Kevin's somewhat unstable, okay? We've known this since we got Kevin. Kevin is an 8-foot John boat. They don't even make them anymore because they're that unstable. But as we walk out on the dock, I have a replacement, and we're going to be talking about that replacement. This right here, it keeps running, and that is our bubbler. So what that does is not only put oxygen into the water, but it also circulates the water really well. That way the water doesn't like stratify and like they can use the whole thing. But for the time being, I'm going to turn it off because it is a little noisy. There we go. That should be fine. But now I was mentioning the replacement for Kevin, and it's called Kevin 2.0. I'm super excited about it. We got us a new boat. Kevin 1.0 will still be in use, just not here, because it's not stable, and it's untelling who I'm going to be packing out in the boat out there. So we need it to be stable. Also, I built some more benches. Okay, something light, nothing heavy. And something that I actually never got to show you is that my plan for Kevin is to actually store it underneath this dock. And so I can pull up these stakes, and I've got Kevin 2.0 locked in and held underneath right now. This is one of the things we got to work on. It's not perfect, but let me see if I can push Kevin 2.0 to the front, and we'll hop out and we'll get on it. Well, come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. So literally underneath the dock, especially since it's covered, so it should be waterproof, is gonna be a stinking vessel, okay, that is 12 feet long, a 12-foot plastic John boat. Can hold up to 3 people comfortably, and it should be super stable. Stable enough I can do that at least. But dude, this thing is mean, okay? Okay, something light, nothing heavy, but I think this thing's gonna be sweet. But today, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be making some modifications to Greg, the dock, to where this thing can stay under the section, and that's pretty much it. We want it to be under the dock, but not cause any problems. I had it in a place where it rained and it actually filled it up. So I've got to just move it a little bit, make sure it's under the covered section. As for the duck house, we've not exactly had ducks in a while, but if there ever are some ducks that come by, I think the duck house is pretty good, the duck platform. Not looking good, but functionally it's pretty good. Let's get back over there where we need to be. We're gonna work a little bit, get this boat in the underneath of Greg. I think this is a good idea. That way Greg's always here and Greg is never actually filled up with water. We're gonna hop off right here. We'll try our best to send it up under the dock. And then from here, we just push that thing in. If all goes well, it'll go. Yeah, pretty close, not bad, not bad. We got a little bit of things to work on here. These are the stakes. We're gonna drill them in right here so that this can kind of go all the way down and then pretty much act as an anchor to where the boat cannot come out from under the covered section. I'm gonna have to grab a drill bit and a drill, but we should be able to get straight into that. Got my drill bits, and that should be all we need. This is always good, because you don't never know when you're gonna need the boat, okay? You never know when you're gonna need it. All you know is that you are eventually. One day you're going to. We can put one maybe right here, put one there, and if we can put one here. Maybe even right there. Make it a lot easier. All right, let's do it. Should be able to drill a hole just slightly bigger than these rods I got, and that should be all there really is to it. We can do that. We should be able to put these pins in and pretty much make sure the boat doesn't come out like it is trying to right there. Get back here, get back. Get back in there, get back. Boom, there we go, that's our first one. And there's the second hole, and I'm hoping that should be good. Let's see what it looks like from over here. Underneath, the boat is just floating. It can't really come back too far here because it's got this big thing stopping it. And now for the front, it shouldn't be able to go past my rods I put in because that should be stopping it. And as long as it's somewhere in between there, I feel like we should be good and it should be under the dock. But let's take a look. Okay, let's see how this works. If I don't drop my phone, if I do, then that stinks. Okay, so looking at it, not bad. We can see those things, the stakes coming down. All it's needing to do is stop the boat from floating. Floating on out here in the open. That's the only thing it needs to do. And they appear to be doing that just fine. That's what I'm talking about. That's looking good. Let's feed the fish real quick. I think somehow some of the pellets from that fish feeder shot way over here. The wind must have really been pushing. But let's throw some feed in and see if we can get the fish to come up and eat. We'll throw them right here. Okay, maybe not, maybe not. They'll come up if they want it. They'll find it eventually. Now I've got another thing that I think is gonna be pretty cool that I think definitely needs to happen. And that is a life preserve straight out of SpongeBob, boys. So we're gonna have this thing and then we've got to mount, get out of here, buddy. What are you doing? We've got to mount this thing to hold it. And I guess we got this rope just in case. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with it yet. But next step is to mount this thing to where it's always in close reach of the dock. Because let's be honest, guys, it is just a matter of time before somebody falls off the dock. And if somebody else is on the dock with them, if they're having trouble, maybe they can sling this out. I think this is a good idea, and I just don't think there's that much to it. But I do think this needs to be on the dock somewhere. I'm thinking maybe right here. I feel like that would actually be pretty good. Because it's a big random white box, so a little bit of something right there may not hurt it at all. Maybe probably pretty good for it. I think we're gonna do that. All right, but what I just seen is actually not gonna work because this little mounting thing would have to go right there. And that's not gonna work because right here is this big box. So we're going to try to figure out something different. We could do one of the sides. Could do that side right there and that'd probably be okay. That may be what we have to do. That may be our only option. I don't want to hang it off the side. I want it to be accessible. I could do it right there, but I think it kind of looks cool. So maybe if we could somehow get it right there. Yeah, I'm not sure where to mount this. It'd be pretty stinking good right there, wouldn't it though? It'd be pretty stinking cool right there. What about even right here? Now we might be able to make that work actually, because there's a bolt that goes in here. I could take the bolt out, put this on the bolt. How's it look? Does it look crazy? Look like SpongeBob? It's kind of the idea. Do we put it right here or do we put it over here? I think we try this one and we'll see how it goes. I have a good feeling about this. No! There's no way I just did that. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my gosh, there's no way. That's the one thing I told myself not to do. You're kidding. Oh, that's terrible. That's really bad. That's really bad. I might be able to rob one of these other ones and it not make a big difference. I don't like this, but I might be able to rob this one. I don't like this. I ain't got a clue how that happened in the first place. Make sure it's straight. All right, now what do we think about that? And then this thing can go right there. And then we come around the top. Clip it in. Now, what do you think about that? Now you can't even see the screw that's missing. And then as for if you need it, you just come, you pull this, you grab it, and you go throw it. So that's gonna how it's works. Let's go see what it looks like from the front. All right, we're looking at the dock, we're looking at the dock. We got a little orange on there now, getting the color up, I guess. So now as you walk down the dock, you got fish, and you also have a way to not drown as easy. I mean, it looks pretty redneck, but it also kind of hides the big random white box that makes noises. So that's also a good thing. No one really understood what the box was, so maybe they'll stop asking now that there's a buoy on it. Maybe they'll just think it's a buoy holding box, you know what I mean? Now, it did come with that throw rope so that if they're pretty far out, I could actually sling it out and then grab it and me pull them back in. I don't know where exactly that can and should go. It is super long, and I'm not really sure where it can go right now. It may not go anywhere, if we're going to be honest. I just don't know. And then I bought floating seats for Kevin 2.0 so that we'll always have floating seats in case we need them too. But I forgot to bring them. That's not surprising. Pond's looking pretty good right now. It's a small upgrade here, small upgrade here. Pretty big jump in functionality, I think. We have the bench that I'm sitting on right now. This one's also new, and it's pretty good. I mean, I need to paint it or stain it or coat it or something, but on the end of it, I've got a 3-way fishing holder, and I also have the same on that one. I guess I could catfish and sling it out and like put them in there as a rod holder. That's not really the idea. The idea was that if there is a few people on the dock fishing, and then say they want to put their rods down for a second, it's a lot better to put them in rod holders than it is just lay them out on the ground or on the dock, because that's when they're going to get stepped on and people's going to stumble. So having them off the floor, since we're working with a limited space here, and in a rod holder, big plus. That's the idea at least. Got a little fire pit. It's pretty good, I guess. If it catches on fire or something, we can just kick it in the water. I don't know. But as for Gary Pond, looking pretty good. All right, guys, it is later in the day. We're back out here, and we're going to try for catfish. The bass wasn't biting, so I figured we'd go ahead and try it something else. We're still going to be using these again. I think we're just going to put them on the hook, toss them out, and give them some time. If we get a catfish, we'll let you guys know. That's the plan. We know they're in here. It's just, I don't know. Are they going to bite, I guess? I'm going to make a couple casts for the bass real quick. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bass just chilling right here that didn't necessarily want to bite earlier today. He might bite today. Nope, never mind. I'm hung up in the I'm hung up in my own rope. I guess I'll pull out the boat and go get it. That's what we got the boat for. Let's do it. I'll pull out this boat and I'll go get myself unhung, I guess. That didn't even take long. All right, boy. Come on out, Kevin. My ship.
A little water in it. But
Where's my paddle? Oh, there it is. See? Kevin has to be ready at a moment's notice. We got to be able to just jump in it at any time. That's what Kevin's purpose is. That was my first cast, too. I still may not get this out. No, I got it. All right, sweet. I would say if there was a bass under the dock, I'd probably scare her. Then I'll give her a good push. Oh, he's close. Y'all get the idea though? The idea is that it's gonna work real good. It's right here, it's right there, it's right there. Boom, now it's under the floor. I deploy the Kevin stoppers. And boom, Kevin shall remain under here. Worked out like a charm, boys. And let's see if we can catch a bass on this cast right here. Nope. I'll give it one more cast, then we'll go ahead and switch into the catfish. I wouldn't be surprised if I get bit right here. Perfect time of day, at least. I don't know how I don't get bit like that right there. A rooster tail like an inch long. If one of these bass sees it, one of these bass is going to destroy it. Just don't know how many bass is still in here. We might have to do some serious stocking this summer. What I learned is yes, we did stock 50 bass in here. You've got to think, we found at least two. We found at least one of them dead, and you know that more than that died. They wasn't old enough all last year to spawn. And Tyler's Real Fishing was here not too long ago, and he said that sometimes about 40% of the bass die each year. So that means that already put us down to, give or take, 25 bass in the entire pond. So until they spawn again, we don't have that many bass in here. So stocking it, going out catching more, putting in here, might seriously be on the menu, because especially how hard it has been to try to catch a fish like this. That's probably, I mean, I'd say there's definitely not as many bass in here as I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. We're gonna focus on the catfish for today at least. That's a really good bait, but I've already tried earlier today. Didn't do no good. I'm going super simple though. I'm just gonna throw on this jig head. That way if I want to, I can still put a dough ball on it. But then if I really need to, I can always pull it off and put on a little grub and go for bass. That's with the same little hook, not have to change it all. You better watch out. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna throw mine just right over here. Oh, come on now, what are we doing here? That'll be fine. Barbie pole will be the red bobber. We'll hook up your pole on the green bobber. Boom, we're gonna be good to go. We'll let you guys know what happens pretty soon. My GoPro battery's going dead, so we're gonna conserve it. See you in a little bit. I think something's about to happen. It's 7 o'clock, and this feeder usually goes off at 7 o'clock. And the fish are letting us know that. I don't know if you can see that, but the fish are waiting. They know what time it is, which is crazy that they're that close. But that feeder over there also goes off at 7 o'clock, and it just went off. We'll see if this one goes off. The fish are acting like it's about to, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does any second. I'm putting the GoPro underwater. Let's see if we can see these fish. Pretty big bluegill. Definitely, I'll say that. I don't know if this feeder's gonna go off or not. All right, whatever time it is, it just went off on its own. I didn't do that. What time is it? 7:01. 7:01? Okay. So this one's clock's just a little off. I didn't do that. It did that. But now let me show you underwater footage while they're eating. the bluegill getting bigger. So that's good. We got turkeys. We noticed that. We like that. But I'm noticing that there's also not catfish coming up eating the fish food. And the fish feeder's been going on for quite some time now. The catfish should be getting used to it. I'm unfortunately starting to think, just like the bass, I think a lot of our catfish have died somehow and we just didn't realize it. We may have to go fishing somewhere, catch a bunch of catfish this summer and put in here. I think that's inevitable, but you gotta think, if we catch more catfish than we need, we can always take them out and eat them. Because there's never a bad day to eat catfish. If we have a hard time catching a catfish, just like we have a hard time catching the bass, we may have to do some serious stalking. All right, guys, we are back out at Gary Pond. There goes a turkey. There's a big tom right there. Yeah, that's crazy. There's actually two. I seen them as I was driving in. I'm just gonna shoot you straight, boys. It is turkey season, early morning. I've not even killed one yet. I'm hearing a gobble. There's turkeys right there, fired up. And I am choosing to try to fish with the Barbie pole. Because my last time I was fishing with the Barbie pole, we didn't do any good. And I think we may have a serious problem. And the Barbie poles actually let us know what that is. You see, we've been out here fishing for catfish a couple times. We've not got a single bite. We stocked 25 catfish in this pond a year ago. With throwing out baits that many times and not getting bit by a catfish, I'm thinking we may have a problem, and I'm thinking that the problem might just be that we don't have as many catfish as we think we do, or as we thought we did. I'm thinking we may just have to start stalking them or something. I mean, we've caught more trout than we have catfish so far, and we know there's only 12 trout in here. And I've literally I caught that one on camera. I caught another one off camera right here. So I've caught 2 trout this year, 0 bites from catfish. As for the catfish, I'm thinking that might be a problem. And I'm thinking that might just be a problem that we have to go out and catch more fish. If you don't know, catfish have a really hard time spawning in ponds. So if we don't put them in here, then they're not gonna be here. As for the bass, we're gonna fish a little bit more for them right now, but they may be in the same boat. They may not be nearly as many bass as we thought they were supposed to be. As for the bass, they can spawn in ponds. So the best thing to do for them is to just give them a year and they'll spawn. Maybe give them 2 years and they'll spawn a lot. But the catfish is the fish I'm actually worried about. I'm gonna try. We've caught bluegill, we've caught trout. We tried for catfish multiple times. I'm gonna throw in this little grub and I'm gonna see if I can't catch a bass this early morning right here. I mean, I feel like the reason that I got a turkey gobbling and I'm fishing is because I think this is my best chance to catch a bass out of this pond, and I really want to do it with the Barbie pole. And I've got bluegill just swarming it. I feel like the best chance I have to catch a bass is to come out here early morning and throw this thing around. And I still may not even have a good chance at catching a bass. That's kind of the thing, guys. The pond, I don't know if we had a really hard winter, a really hard summer, or if it's just naturally a lot of the fish die. But I don't think there's as many fish in here that we stocked, at least the big fish. I know there's not as many bass, and I think the catfish, for whatever reason, they may be even less of them. So I'm thinking this summer we may have to pull off some serious stalking efforts. But I'm gonna try today, see if I can get a bass on here. If I can't get a bass, then, I mean, the Barbie rod challenge, technically I may not complete it, but it's gonna be important because it'll let us know what's going on. And I'm not worried nearly as much about the bass as I am the catfish. Because I've not seen a catfish. I've not seen a catfish all year. I accidentally caught one really early in the year. That was it. And the thing is that I got 2 fish feeders that go off. That one right there is about to go off literally any second. Catfish love fish food. And if the fish feeders have been running for a month, the catfish would find that, and the catfish would know. So if there's a bunch of catfish in here, you'd see them feeding on the fish food, but I've not seen any of them. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it, and I think we might have to catch more catfish and put in here. Honestly, maybe even do a water test, because all the catfish dying at the same time isn't very likely. Nope, all right, I take that back. I just seen a catfish. I just seen a catfish eat the fish feed. All right. Hey, let's get over there and let's see if we can see that up close. All right, I take that back. I take back everything I said. I'm just kidding. I don't take back everything I said, because there should be like 10 catfish, but I just seen one. I don't think there's as many catfish as there needs to be, because let me tell you this, how many catfish needs to be in a pond? I don't really know, but I want to be able to catch them. That's the goal. I ain't having a pond with catfish in it just so that I never catch them. I want enough catfish in here so that I actually catch them when I come catfishing. So that's how many catfish I want in this pond. Enough to where if I come out on a normal day, I can catch 2 or 3, maybe even more. What about bass? Same way. Bluegill? Buddy, I want as many bluegill in this pond as possible. I want to come out here and catch 100. By supplementing feed, I feel like that should be possible. All right, let's scoot up here and let's just see what we can see. It's probably going to be a lot of minnows, but we might be able to see some catfish come up, eat some of these floating pellets. And I'm even going to throw this thing all around them and see if maybe there's a bass hanging underneath. Oh, I had something. I couldn't tell you what it was though. May have been a bluegill just grabbed the tail. I think we're going to have to pull off some serious stalking efforts throughout the summer. But to be honest, that's just as fun as fishing. Even more fun because you have a serious goal. We're not just going to be catfishing for fun. We're going to be catfishing to try to catch catfish to put in here. So it's going to make the whole objective a whole lot more meaningful and purposeful. I will tell you this right now, the Barbie rod, we've caught bluegill and trout on it. It is not at all the Barbie rod's fault. Like, not at all. The Barbie rod does a great job. Like, for sitting on the dock catching bluegill, the Barbie rod's better than a real rod because you can just drop it straight down. I think more than anything, this video just shows us what our objectives need to be over the summer. Worst case scenario, we stock too much, we have a catfish dinner. Boom. Problem solved. I think I'm going to call it. Boys, I can't sit here and listen to a turkey gobble and not go after it. You know that. You can't blame me. All I can say is, guys, subscribe if you're not already, because we're going to be catfishing and stalking fish in this pond. We're going to have to. And the way it's looking for the bass, we're going to be catching some bass too. Click over here if you want to watch us do a catfishing video where we actually stalked another pond, or right over here for the same thing but with bass, and we actually caught the bass out of this pond. That's a good video to watch to see what bass fishing was like last year. A whole lot different than it is right now.